Hello. How is everyone doing on this fine Monday? So I got the transfer of the month in, and as you know, Chalk Couture does an amazing job creating a project for us to follow. However, I like to show you the versatility of it and what you can do with it. So we're going to do a t-shirt. So I was doing laundry and I was folding clothes for the kids, and my 9-year-old boy, I was folding his clothes, and he had this blank shirt, and I was like, why do you have a blank shirt? That is not okay. So we are gonna ink it. He said I could make him a shirt. For those who are following along, we are in the process of moving, so some of my stuff is in one state and some of it is in another. So we are let's see here, let me get this situated. I don't have a hairdryer here in all of my stuff. I just don't. So we're gonna, and then I also don't have my mats, which I highly recommend. This are sticky mats for our fabric. So we're gonna wing it, and we're just gonna do it. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna do the Here Comes the Sun in this yellow orange. I'll do kind of yellow here and then yellow here, and then I'll fade in some orange so it's like that. And then I've got this fawn color for the words over top of it. So we're gonna have to let it dry a little bit. So if you guys will be patient with me, I got a new transfer in today, and I would like to make a sign to go over my kitchen window. So we'll kind of do 2 projects to get it going. These are the new, what are they called? Transfer scissors? Transfer trimmers? Well, I don't know. They're scissors. They are amazing. They are like, they have this coating on them that they don't get gunked up. Oh, let me show you. I wonder if I have that here. So, let me see if I have any of that here. We can also do that in a different word. I don't know why my phone is going off right now. Now in there. I don't think I have any. Let me see quick. No. Nope. Okay. If you have our transfer tape, or not our transfer tape, sorry, our washi tape that has the rulers, you can line up how you want this and then put washi tape, the washi tape ruler, or any washi tape. I like ours because it has the ruler printed on it, and you can put it underneath these registration marks, and then that will serve as your marker. And then when you peel this up, make sure that the transfer, or the washi tape stays on there, and then line this up with it as well. And then when you're all finished, pull the washi tape up and you'll be good to go. So we're going to start with this. You don't have to fuzz if you're going on fabric, because I don't have my sticky adhesive. I want to make sure that it's really stuck down really well. And then I'm going to take my sheet that it came in and put it in between, and this will serve as the purpose so that it doesn't bleed through. You guys, I don't even have my iPad set up or my computer, so I can't read any comments, so I'll have to go back later and look through them. But we're gonna ink. That's the most important part, right? So this is the Tangelo Tangelo color. It's retired now. It's pretty old, which goes to prove that our pastes and our inks last a really long time. It needs a stir though. So it's worth the investment. They last forever. I don't think I've gone through a jar of ink yet. Okay, so we are using Bumblebee yellow. Remember, start off the transfer. It doesn't really matter which way you go. Hold the shirt down. And when I mean off the transfer, I mean off the screen printing part, not off the transfer. Add a little bit of orange there. And then I'm just gonna dab some yellow there. I don't know, we're playing, you guys. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I just wanna play. And then some of the orange. Hopefully it looks good. Okay, so now I'm not going to mix this. I'm just gonna scrape it. And see how it turns out. And because I'm mixing colors, I don't want to put this back in. I might go over this and kind of blend it a little bit like that. There we go. That looks good. And then I'm just going to scrape the extra off. Ink is a little bit more forgiving in the sense of you've got a little bit more time. It's not going to dry on the screen like our paste will. So you really can play around with the colors and make it work, and there we go. All right, put that in there, and then peel up. Being careful not to let it sit on itself. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So I'm gonna just set this aside for a moment. Put this in my water bath. And then we're going to, I'm just gonna set that. I'm gonna close up this ink. This is the fabric paint, yes. It's a little bit different in the sense of, Debbie, I'm standing so I can read the comments quick. It's a little bit different in the sense of you have to be really careful with it, because if you drop it on your fabric, it's going to be more of a permanent application. So it's not as forgiving in that way, but you have more time between when it dries to make sure that it you have more time, so it won't dry on the screen. So I think it's just as easy. I don't think it's any more difficult. It takes practice. I recommend you get some tea towels off of Amazon or some old shirts that you want to practice with, and practice before doing something that like you want to give away as a gift. Okay, so I have one of our box frames. This is the long one. I call it the large. It is 9 by 18, I think. No, 6.5 by 18.5. I was way off. And I'm going to use, let me find some colors. Use new colors. Let's use some new ones. So I have Pesto and Sage. These are brand new ones. And you'll be excited to know Forgot I have a light. There we go. You'll be excited to know that the new pastes have on them a new way to open them. So it's no longer the foil, it's more of like a papery thing that's really easy to open. Like, super easy. And I'm just gonna do this sign quick while our shirt is drying, because you want to let it dry in between layers. If I had my hair dryer or a heat gun, I could do it with that, but I don't. The other thing is, you don't have to fuzz the transfers before using them on fabric, where when you're doing them like on this board, I'm gonna fuzz this really well. So these scissors, you guys, are amazing. At first, I'll be honest, I was like, ugh, scissors. Yeah, they're scissors. But these cut like a dream. Alright, so we have kitchen. It comes with a mixing bowl. That goes to that one. That over there. And then it comes with the Made with Love Fresh Daily and a rolling pin, which I love. The rolling pin is cute. Okay, so now I was gonna do kitchen, and then I was gonna do farmhouse over it. I saw some different colors schemes, and then I could almost do Made with Love Fresh Daily with a rolling pin on each side down below. Okay, so let's do kitchen. I'm gonna fuzz this really well. And we're gonna do it in the sage color for the kitchen. And I'm gonna move it up. Can you guys see that okay? So I'm gonna put it in, make sure it's even. Okay, and then I've got ink. I don't have one. Okay. So sage is this really pretty sage green. I don't know how else. It's beautiful. I love it. So I'm just applying a bunch at the top. And remember, it really doesn't matter. You can go this way and then just scraping the extra right back in. This way. You just want to make sure there's no big clumps, no harsh like lines. And then everything on the screen is covered. Okay. Easy. And then we're just gonna peel it up. This over here. I'm gonna grab my black quick while I'm up. want gray. So I can do that. So maybe we'll do farmhouse. I think I like the gray better. So we'll do farmhouse in the gray, and then we'll do these here. And then we'll do a rolling pin on each side in the dark green, the pesto. Okay, I have a plan. Figuring out the colors is like the worst part for me. Trying to figure out what I want. And it's going in my kitchen, so I'm a little bit more, I don't know, picky. Are you guys the same? Let's see here. That shirt's almost dry, I think. Okay. So we'll do this one next. I'm going to be careful because the kitchen part is still wet, so I don't want to lay the adhesive down on top of that. So I'm just going to lay it down, kind of line it up. And I love that you can reposition these, so if it looks crooked, you can fix it, peel it right back up. Go. I'll do, I don't know. I don't remember what I said. We'll do dark green on this, and then we'll do gray on the farmhouse and the rolling pin. How's that? Scrape the extra off and then just peel it up while it's still wet. Just like that. Okay, and then set that over there. Okay, we're gonna wait for this to dry a little bit more. When that's drying, we're gonna go back to our t-shirt and finish that. So Bolton can have a t-shirt to wear. So that's gonna be with the fawn ink, and let's grab it. So Debbie, you were asking about the inks, if they were easier to use. And the one thing that I really have to be careful is, I'm a messy crafter, so I get ink on my fingers and then go to pick up the transfer and get it all over. So I'm just gonna kind of line that up to my best ability right now. Make sure it's good and on there because we don't want any of the ink to get underneath the screen. Remember, I have that plastic in between so it won't bleed through. And then my fawn ink is just this beautiful, like, creamy white. And literally, hold this up here, just, you can do onesies, you can do bibs, you can do t-shirts, you can do placemats, you can do new banners that we have that are coming. They're like a pennant banner. When I'm going with a lighter color over other colors, I tend to like to put it on, not necessarily thicker, but just go over it a couple more times so it really has a chance to saturate in there through the screen and onto the fabric. if you mess up with ink, you can get it to come out. It's harder on white fabric with a darker stain or darker ink, but you can. And our board erasers actually are really good with taking it off. All right. Let's peel that up. There we go. So we'll let that dry. Sometimes I'll let them dry like overnight and then just heat press it with a household iron or a professional heat press. This was just an old shirt that we had that he wanted something on. So this transfer also comes with another sayings, surf and sand. So you could do that underneath if you wanted to. I'm gonna leave it just like this. Love it just like this. I'll let this dry and then heat set it, and then I'll take a picture of him in it, modeling it for us. Okay, so back to our other sign. The kitchen is almost dry. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rolling pins while we're waiting on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and fuzz it. You can just use your t-shirt. So all we're doing is picking up a little bit of that lint so that it doesn't leave behind lint on our, this one is still unopened and I have one that is open, so let me grab that one quick. When we originally started moving our stuff over, I had brought one of each color so I could craft here, and now most of my stuff is just here, so I don't have to do that. All right, that's not true. What is everyone up to on this fabulous Monday? The trusses for the shop have arrived. There was a little bit of an issue with it, but we got it sorted out, so it is what it is. Quick stir. So I think I'm gonna have Mark chalk something on Wednesday. It'll be the Wacky Wednesday show. Okay, so I have this. Now I'm gonna use this twice, right in a row. So I'm gonna stick it down here, being careful not to, actually put it at a little bit of an angle. Make sure it's good and adhered around the edge. Grab a little bit of paste and just go over the rolling pin area. Scrape the extra off. Put the extra right back in the jar and then peel it up. And then I'm going to come over here and carefully just kind of line it up. And then with my finger, put one edge down and then just only go one way. And go over it. And I'm pushing it down so that it adheres, and then scraping the extra off. And you can do this maybe like 2 or 3, 4 times. It takes a little bit of practice. But once you start getting paste underneath, you're gonna wanna stop doing that because then the paste will get on your surface. All right, last part, we're gonna do farmhouse. Peel it off, and then I'm gonna fuzz it again really well so it doesn't pick up the kitchen paste and so it doesn't leave behind any of the transfer or anything on my board. Okay. And I'm only going over the words. You don't have to adhere the whole thing down. All right, and I got my gray. And I'm just going to go over the word. Scrape the extra and put it right back in. My phone is vibrating. All right. Peel that up. There we go. I did get a glob right there. I'm gonna wait for that to dry and then I'll just scrape it off. So remember your transfers you're gonna wash. Warm water, no soap. We have these board erasers that work great on your transfers. They take off the paste and get that, you want to get that silk screen really good and clean. And then you can reuse them on average 8 to 10 times. So as soon as this part's dry, I'm going to scrape that little piece off, and then I will hang this in my kitchen and take a picture of it for you guys. So thank you so much for joining, and I hope you all have a great Monday.